My name is Rosa Diaz, and I am a first-year AmeriCorps member. Even though it's only been 1 year, I have been fortunate enough to have gained tremendous insight that I will carry on and apply to the rest of my life. How can 1 year possibly hold that much power, you might ask? It all started within the Pembridge Community Center in a place we call the Orange Room.
My name is Renisha Harris, and I served as a program leader at the YMCA Community Rec Zone program at Albert Einstein High School. When I found out that I'd be working with high schoolers, I was excited because I automatically knew that I would like to teach them about the wonders of college and why it's important to go and finish. I always felt that if I could do high school all over again, I would have liked to have someone inform me in depth about my options and help me along with the process.
I joined AmeriCorps because I wanted to spend a year in service, honoring my grandfather's legacy and giving back to the community that made me who I am. I liked math, and I enjoyed teaching. Teaching math in 2 MCPS elementary schools just made sense. Until I realized that the last time I had worked with elementary schoolers had been when I was in high school, and I had no idea how to interact with little kids. How on earth would I be able to make an impact on them?
One day, my girlfriend's sister came up to me and told me about a program called AmeriCorps. In this program, she said, "You're not just an intern fetching coffee, you're not just entering in data, you're a part of an organization, a real part who does real work with real people. You have responsibilities, real responsibilities." And this sounded like the perfect program for me to get me back on track. So I applied to AmeriCorps, and they placed me at Gaithersburg High School in their ESOL program.
Moving forward onto the girls, Kivana and Heliani. Every school, program, club, etc. has that one group referred to as Mean Girls. These girls created their own called Drama Squad, which doesn't exclude anybody unless they decide to do so. I attempted problem-solving skills by channeling their behavior in positive ways that made them think it was all their idea in the first place. Respect was earned by them, not given. Kivana was never afraid and refused to back down during moments she sees necessary, making it impossible to communicate efficiently. Heliani was a dramatic line queen. She didn't care if you knew it either. She'd just talk until your ear fell off so you become the one who stops questioning her. Very well thought out tactics that seemed to work for both of them, so I broke down some tactics of my own. Kivana was fairly simple to address, but we knew she had a temper. So we both came up with a technique that we felt comfortable with. We called it the 1, 2, 3 strike. We would give a signal with our fingers to let one another know how we were feeling. 1 meant, "I'm just letting you know." 2 meant warning. And 3 meant strike. Strike meant she needs time necessary to gather herself together. This system worked out so well, I never even had to pass 1. These students have been labeled since the jump and only prove what we set the bar for them to. When we stopped believing in them, they did too. That's the biggest lesson they were able to teach me. We can all feel neglected and self-doubt. We can all allow the opinions of others dictate who we think we are. We can feel like giving up. And so because we share these common feelings that most still experience today, then why not be the change and give the benefit of the doubt instead? What could be the harm?
While I came into the Rec Zone program every day with the purpose of helping the kids, many of them often came in just to get a free snack and leave. I tried to talk to many of the kids about college, and they seemed to disappear quicker than the free snacks we were serving. One day, some of the kids would be stoked to see me in the hallway, and the next, they would be indifferent to my existence, and I did not understand it at all. One of those was a very bright, eccentric girl we'll call Ashley. I initially would talk to her about college and found out that she was nearly a straight-A student. Yet when I talked to her, it was not even on her radar, which stunned me, as it didn't make sense at all. She said she might just go to Montgomery Community College, which just told me that she was unaware of her potential and something was blocking that. In her mind, college wasn't a priority, nor was it attainable. Most college-bound seniors were filling out applications, and she did not even register to take her SATs yet. I continued to talk to her every time I saw her, and eventually I weighed her down and pushed her to apply to colleges. She constantly disregarded me until I asked her about it for the last time, and she finally submitted one last-minute application on a Friday night. Funny enough, she received a phone call acceptance on Tuesday and a financial aid package of $38,000 the following Thursday. She only needed $4,000 more to cover the full cost of school. She was very excited and felt very accomplished and jumped up and down for excitement as she told me about her successes.
It was the kids that are harder to reach that made me feel uncertain about my role. Taekwon was a third grader with a bit of a reputation. When I first joined his classroom, I was advised that he would need a bit of extra attention. For the first few weeks, when he wasn't getting into trouble, he would sit with his head down, refusing to come to the carpet for whole group lessons or working on the assigned task. One day, I walked into the room to find Taekwon looking particularly upset. When I asked him what was wrong, he explained another boy had taken his mechanical pencil. Now, mechanical pencils are like gold to elementary schoolers. These kids revere these things. Losing a mechanical pencil is a big deal. Now, Taekwon was one student in a classroom of many, and a student who already got into trouble more times than not. Teachers normally wouldn't have time to go after something as trivial to us as a lost pencil, which was probably why Taekwon looked at me like I was crazy when I promised him I would go get it back. I returned a few minutes later with the pencil, after employing the tone and look that all teachers and parents seem to have, the one that encourages honesty even if you have no proof. After returning the pencil to Taekwon, it was like a switch went off. He would come up to me every time I passed him in the hallways, excitedly asking me if I was coming to math that day.
At Gaithersburg High School, I was able to see the change in my students, even if I was just doing a little bit, I could see it was helping them, and that felt so good to me. One student, Jose, when I first met him, he couldn't speak any English, he was not literate in Spanish, and he would barely even speak Spanish to his peers. He had no confidence, and you can tell he was really new to this country. But through my work with him, it really changed. When I talked to him just earlier this week, he could actually hold a conversation in English with me. It was a very simple, hi, how are you, good, but for him to see that, the confidence, to see him actually speaking English was amazing. And to know I played a little role in that, it really felt good. It helped, I felt fulfilled. I felt like I was doing something that really helped change someone's life for the better.
I want to thank Project Change for giving me the experience and opportunity to change lives as it changed my own. You gave me the solid start to unlimited aspirations. I will never stop trying to be more than I was yesterday and less than what I know today. Time spent with you all helped shape me into a better person that I am.
It was experiences like these that truly made my time with AmeriCorps worthwhile. It made me realize how the little things that go into forming relationships can help make me who I am and have the impact that I dreamed of having. Thanks to Paul, the teachers at my sites, Miss Brophy, Miss Daisy, and Miss Joa, and most importantly, to my students, I became the proud AmeriCorps member that I am today. I became a teacher who helped students not only learn math, but actually become engaged in school. I became Miss S.
I started off by being very shy, but I have grown to be a very ambitious leader. With Project Change, I have learned how to speak up and I feel more confident in taking on different challenges. However, there's still more room for growth. Without doubt, I'm looking forward to signing on with AmeriCorps for a second year.
I want to thank Paul for always being there for us and supporting us as we found ourselves. I want to thank my AmeriCorps team for the best memories, and I know I've made lifelong friends with you all.
Wallet Hub created a list of the top 10 most diverse cities in the nation. Germantown, Gaithersburg, and Silver Spring were in the top 5, and Rockville wasn't so far from them. All of this prompts me to wonder whether or not we're using the rich diversity of our communities to add flavor to our schools.
Thank you, AmeriCorps, for investing in me, and thank you for this great experience.
I thank God for the many gifts of life, including this opportunity to volunteer with AmeriCorps. God bless the founders and everyone involved in this organization, and thanks for the opportunity.
I'm confident that we planted just enough of a seed to change the narrative, to motivate our students to attend college. College is no longer uncharted territory, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to make a lasting impression on our students.
I am grateful for the everlasting relationships I made with my students, co-workers, and most of all, my fellow cohort members. Each of us has made a lasting contribution to our community. This is not the end of our story, it's only the beginning, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Well, I know that Gaithersburg High School needs more paraeducators, and I believe that AmeriCorps members could fulfill those roles. I know Paul's not going to be super happy with me for saying this. He's talked to me so many times about not getting too politicized, but I don't really understand what the controversy is with AmeriCorps, about the good it does. It not only allows members like myself to further our education and get great experience, but it allows us to fulfill essential roles in our schools and our communities. That's why we need AmeriCorps.